Hello and welcome to Therapy Book Thursday. Today we are reading about adventures. The greatest adventure, in fact. This is written and illustrated by Tony Piedra. And I think we're going to learn about how sometimes you can create your own adventure. And we use our imagination not only to fix things, but to make things and to go places and explore. So without further ado, The Greatest Adventure. And the inside cover has a bunch of what look like postcard pictures. The Greatest Adventure. Ooh, almost dropped it. Elliot was a great adventurer. After it rained, he sailed the high seas. And in the shadows, he tracked the trails of wild beasts. But just as things were getting good, the world would interrupt. Dinner time, kiddo! Thanks, Mrs. B, for watching Elliot. And his adventures would end. Elliot wanted something real. Then one day, Elliot's grandfather, El Capitan, sailed home. He told Elliot stories about real adventures on his boat, the Hispaniola. Passing through jungle rivers and sailing over deep, dark seas. Elliot was enchanted, and the next morning he was ready for a real adventure, too. So El Capitan led Elliot into the wilds of the city to find one. They discovered concrete giants. They stalked a paper dragon. They were swept up by a plastic sea. But Elliot saw no jungles. He saw no sharks or whales. He saw no real adventures anywhere. We can take out your boat, Elliot blurted. El Capitan let out a deep breath. We can't, Mojito, but I'll show you why. Now, do you see? There's a big hole in the boat. She's old and broken. But Elliot was sure, with a little work, she could be perfect again. We can use this to keep the sharks out. She's gonna need a good anchor, too. And maybe a new name? Think of something catchy. Grandpa, haul in the anchor. Fasten the hatches. All aboard! You know, she might also need a new captain. Are you ready to find an adventure? yeah. And what they found could not have felt more real. The end. There's a little sailboat on the back. So what did you think about that? Did you like the adventures that they took? I would say that even exploring the concrete jungle and the paper dragons was an adventure. It just wasn't quite the adventure that he thought it would be. And they did find an adventure in the end, one that made him happy too, right? If you enjoyed this book, you can find this book and all the other books that I read on my Amazon list, or you can find them at your local library or your chosen local bookshop. And as always, I will be here next Thursday to read to you again. And until then, I will see you again next week.